Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your Major Arcana Life Journey Timeless Tarot reading. This is going to be a tarot reading that only includes Major Arcana cards, and we're going to look at different areas of your life and see the main energies that you came to experience this lifetime. So I'm going to be using 7 different versions of the standard tarot deck, all of which are listed in the description box below. So, Sagittarius, if you notice these 2 cards, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Fool's Journey through the tarot, but that's really what inspired this reading for me. So if you're not familiar with that, I highly recommend a Google search and you will find it. You'll find many resources about it, okay? Anyways, you see the Fool here. This is depicting the start of your life, okay? So consider the Fool under this costume your soul. Here's the mask, here's all these experiences that you are going to have this lifetime. These are all major arcanas coming out of his little box. And, he's standing and he has all the time in the world. And then here he is at the end. He's completed everything. His time has run out. And now he's removed his mask. So, Sagittarius, let's see what your life journey is. What is your life story? So we will pull 3 cards to get the 3 main overall energies you are working with this lifetime. All right. So we have reflection. Reason. So far this would be the Hermit and the Emperor. So Sagittarius, the Hermit and the Hierophant. So I know right away many of you are going to be spiritually inclined, whether that's through religion or just your own, kind of belief in the unseen, the divine. I would say with this, I'm not reading for any atheists, that's for sure. Oh wow, yeah, and saying that, look at what is next. We have the Starseed, which essentially would be the Fool. Now, with this Sagittarius, I know that your life is all about spiritual growth and like spreading spiritual awareness on some level, somehow, some way, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. But before I get super deep into all of this, I want to map everything out first so we can look at the entire picture of your life. What I'm going to pull here is your career and finance energies. And again, these are just overall energies. We're going to look for any themes in all these major cards. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. Here we have that Hierophant again. And the Moon. Alright, so let's pull some cards to look at your romance and intimate energies. I just feel like when they're just the 22 of the major arcana, it's easier to shuffle them this way than to try to do it the other way. Okay, so we have the Lovers, nice. We have the Hermit, so we have the Hermit times 2 and the Hierophant times 2. And now we have the Devil. Alright, Sag, let's look at your spiritual energies. Here we have that Emperor again. So we have a theme going. We have Emperor. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't have that right. It was the Hierophant. My bad. Actually, no. I was right. It confused me. I counted those. The little orbs above his head, but that's number 4. That is the Emperor. So we have the Emperor twice, the Hierophant once. I apologize, Sag. Wow. Then we have the Tower. And then the Hanged Man. To me, this looks like you may believe in one thing the majority of your life, but there's going to be a huge change in that. Like, you might switch religions. You might go from being religious to just being spiritual. Perhaps you were atheist and then you turn religious. So lastly, to look at everything here, we are going to pull some cards to look at your other relationships, like your other connections, friends, family, you know, co-workers, acquaintances, things like that. So we have the High Priestess, Justice, and Strength. Where, oh, where do I begin for you, Sagittarius? Okay, so what I see here, again, spirituality, religion, huge focus for Sagittarius this lifetime, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. And, you know, with the Hermit coming out as an overall energy and then the Hermit coming out in the intimate energy, I see kind of a couple different things for you guys. Some of you, this is literally where your religion or your spiritual practice at some point, because this Lover shows up in the same spot as this Tower, like you cut yourself off from either like sexual relations altogether, maybe until marriage, or just entirely, like you just cut that out of your life entirely. For others of you, this is where I feel whatever this shakeup is for you spiritually, it's like you have this time out from dating, from romance, from sex, from all of it, like, because this Hermit is withholding, okay, but then this Hermit comes back with the vengeance in this Devil card, and then we have the Lovers here. So for Sagittarius, when we look over here, you know, and this is a general reading, so really apply it how it fits, and if it doesn't, don't take it. But with this particular setup, it really appears that, you know, many of you may be kind of like players or have a hard time settling down, staying committed. Like if you get with a lover and then, you know, they cut off the sexual relations, like that just won't work for you. Okay, you'll leave the relationship. Based on this, I don't know, with the Devil here, maybe you would cheat, but I just feel like more of you would leave the relationship because you do have a very high sexual desire this lifetime coming through as the Lovers and the Devil card with your intimate energies. But then interesting, with this Hermit, it's holding back. So for others of you, this means like your true sexual self, and that could be like what you really desire in the bedroom, what really turns you on, or even your true sexual preference and gender is hidden. Like you don't share that. It's more of a private thing. Even with those you're intimate with, you may not express all of that. Okay, but with the Lovers coming out, definitely a significant romance twin flame type of connection for you guys through that card there. Looking over here at career and finance, starting out as the Wheel of Fortune, to me, this is like early on in life. You may be like, you have several different like type of careers. Like you might have started out doing one thing, and then you decide something else, or it leads you to something else, and then something else, and then ultimately where you started and where you end up are just night and day. Some of you, this is like building the majority of your career within the same company, because we do have this Hierophant, okay? But also we have this Moon. So there's an element to your career, to your finance, that is unseen. Now, for some of you, because we have this Starseed card, this to me is saying your finances and your career path are about some sort of religion or spiritual practice, meaning some of you may end up working in a church. Some of you may start your own tarot card reading, life coach, Reiki. There's just so many things, mediumship, a clairvoyant, channeling information from the higher dimensions. Okay, just with this lineup, absolutely, some of you, that is why you came. Coming through as the Hermit, and then here we have this Emperor with the Starseed. You have great responsibility to humanity. Now, for others of you that are not so much on that like spiritual, religious path, as in that's how you generate your income, many of you that I'm reading for, like, you're made for management. You're absolutely made for management, because you have the Emperor here and you have the Emperor here. The Emperor has great responsibility. Okay, he looks far into the future. He plans out his foundation. He builds upon that foundation. He's not reckless. He's not careless. He's not thinking for the good of just one. He's thinking of the good for the all. And, with this Emperor showing up in the spiritual or religious area of your life, and then what I see here, yeah, many of you who really connect and resonate to the Starseed, indigo belief system, it's like you are very empowered to express your wisdom to humanity, and like that's how you generate your income somehow, some way. Like that is primarily why you're here. And those of you that really speaks to, I kind of get the sense that some of you, it's like at some point you like turn on and you recognize what you're here and what it's all about, probably why that Moon sits here. And that might be when you kind of disconnect from, sex, from dating, because you're trying to reestablish yourself. And some of you, because the Hangman's here, it's like you just choose to disconnect yourself from romance the rest of your life. But it's not like you are feeling like you're missing anything. For those of you that is speaking to, like, it's a choice that you make because you get very versed into this spiritual path. Now, some of you, based on these cards, you might have grown up in a very, very strict religious household, and that could have caused you to have issues with your sexuality, feeling comfortable with it, not feeling like it's sinful or dirty, things along those lines. Just because of that, like with these energies, it's like you came here, Sagittarius, for a lot of work, both physically and spiritually. It's like you said, I want to work hard. I want to leave my mark. I don't want this life to be for nothing. Okay, because when we get into your other relationships here, High Priestess and Justice, to me, these are karmic relationships for you. So many Sagittarius is like, you guys are just very wise souls, okay? Very wise souls. And the people that you really connect to, that you're close to, because I'm not saying that you don't know a lot of people, that you don't have a lot of acquaintances or people who call you friend. But the people that you consider your true people in your heart and in your mind, these are soul connections. These are soulmates, okay? These aren't, you are not here to have a bunch of meaningless relationships. And so when a relationship ends for you that was very significant, it's a big deal for you because the connection is at the soul level, okay? And with strength here, this tells me like these relationships, you know, transcend over lifetimes, and they're very strong spiritual bonds. But more than that, it's like these relationships will take care of you, you will take care of them. We have Libra and Leo here. So some of you, Leo and Libras, could be very important people in your life. But you have a very deep spiritual connection to everybody that you consider close to you. All right? And so when you get burned, it really burns. Now, when we come over here to your spirituality, this is probably the most interesting energy out of each area of your life here. And also, it coincides the most with your overall energy, along with the soulmates, but that's kind of a different thing happening. This here, with the Emperor, it's you are in a position of authority. And because this is speaking of spiritual matters, it's, again, you are in one very fixed position of what you believe. For some portion of your life, some of you, this is imposed upon you in childhood, okay, as some sort of religious belief. For others of you, it is just something that you've connected to all your life, or, you know, at some point you decided, if you weren't brought up religious, you decided to pick a religion, and it's just, you were very strong in it, you were very faithful in it. It consumed the way you direct your life, the way you make your choices, everything. But at some point, we have this Tower. And this says that you have the ultimate shakeup in your spirituality or religious belief system, where something, either you come into new information, or something happens to really test your faith, or you meet somebody who is of a different religion, and you, because of them, you get on board with their religion. But for all of you, this is like profound 180. Something really changes for you in this area of your life. And because of that, this is interesting. Even though you are like this authority with this Emperor times 2 plus the Hierophant up here, and the Moon, High Priestess, some of you very intuitive, very psychic, because of whatever this shakeup is, it puts you in this state where you don't subscribe to any particular thing, if that makes sense. So let's just say you started life out as Christian, and then whatever happened, and it shakes your faith in, you know, Christianity, because there's a lot of corruption in different religions, you know, there is, unfortunately. And so that's the Tower. But then there's this other information that comes to you, and this is like you're on the fence. This could also say that you are agnostic, like you don't have a decision fully either way, like at the end of your journey. So let's just say you're born knowing you're a starseed or an indigo, and you're just this beautiful soul, you know, doing your work as you feel instructed by your soul. At some point, something happens, and this doesn't have to be a negative thing, okay? The Hanged Man energy is self-imposed. It's a self-chosen state of being saying, I seek higher perspective. I want to break the dogma that has, you know, conditioned my entire life, my entire existence. So this doesn't have to be like this negative, scary thing, you know, but no matter what, it's like something happens and it puts you here where you decide you want new eyeballs, okay? You want to understand life, the meaning of you, your place in the universe, everything. You want to understand it from a much different level. Again, if we come up here to the career and finance, with Wheel of Fortune, this to me says there are some of you that are just going to have money. Like, you're just going to be very, very fortunate. You're going to be very grateful. It's like the unseen is always working out for you, working in your favor. People might say you're very lucky, and you'll say, no, it's my faith. It's what I believe in. It gets me through. You've got to believe in the unseen. So it's like, for many of you, your income, your finances, the career you have is just like either attached to religion and spirituality, or, you know, you're really grateful and thankful and look to the divine for your success. Others of you, it's just like you're naturally lucky. You just, money comes to you, or you just, things work out for you in the career sector of your life. Now, for others of you, it means like it's you change careers several different times throughout your lifetime, and it's just kind of an inner prompting that pulls you. I want to pull some cards now. This is from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and these major arcanas are actually named different entirely than the originals, where these are named the same, these, and these. These here, some of them have slightly different names, but this right here, none of them have the same as these here. So let's see what your life story, okay. So we have the Maiden, Thought, the Crone, and the Child. Wow. Yeah, you're definitely going to be reborn, Sag, this lifetime. No question about that. And what's interesting is you come in as the Maiden, and then you have the Mother in between the Maiden and the Crone. But then here you end with the Child. So you come into this life, you know, definitely having some knowledge, some experience, you know, coming forth from your soul. But I feel like for the majority of you, there is a point in your life where you awaken, you turn on, you know, however you want to view that. And it's like in that space, that's where this Tower comes into play, where you look into the ethers of creation, you know, and you're like, I get it. I see things from a whole new level. And so this is like that shake-up, and that shake-up, whatever it is, just busts you wide open to your soul wisdom. And now here you are coming through as this crone, as this emperor, very wise, has great responsibility, and you're reborn. So even though you end as this child energy, it's because you're reborn into like the wisdom of your soul, so it births an entire new version of you and who you are, and you're just quite wise. So many Sagittarius out there, very spiritual or religious path you choose to walk this lifetime. But it's like many of you are not aware of your true divinity, your true spirituality, your true nature for a portion of your life. And some of you are just, it's not to say that you're loyal. Like with that Lover's card there, either some of you are just playboys, playgirls, really hard to get to commit, or you are the type of person that is like, I just want to be in one relationship and that's that. Like I don't want to, you know, screw around. But you guys are going to have great responsibility on your plate your whole life with this Emperor coming out as your primary energy. And it's like your spirituality and the higher realms are what really lead you through this life. And you are definitely asleep for a portion. But with that Emperor coming out twice, no Sagittarius I'm reading for has just like this easy breezy life at all. Like things are not handed to you. Even if you were born into like comfort and wealth, like you were taught that you have to be responsible, you have to work hard. You know, having power, having control is a great responsibility. So you guys are very hard workers, providers. You take care of people in your family. You're strong. People count on you. You're very loyal. You're meant to explore the deeper meaning of life, the esoteric secrets. Many of you, again, highly psychic, highly intuitive, clairvoyant, empathic. Many of you came here to have a spiritually based practice as, look at that. That just fell out. Yep, look at, here's that tower again. And in this particular deck, this is the Vice Versa. This is the mask of the Hierophant right there. And in this deck, it's all about, the Hierophant is all about the dogma. And it's saying, you know, through a lot of religion, there is no accountability or need for self-evaluation. You follow a set of rules. You screw up any of those rules, here's how you rectify. Okay, whereas spirituality is kind of a whole different ball game. It's all about taking accountability for yourself and your actions and realizing there's nobody who can redeem you but your own self. There's nobody who can save you but your own self. And yes, you know, we are in a co-creative partnership with the universe, but if you're not participating in your relationship there, again, nobody can save you but you. You've got to participate in your life. So here's this reiteration where the dogma that controls you initially in life will be shattered and you will go your own way. And again, that's going to mean different things for all of you. Man, and look at here, he just flew out again. So he's just going to stay out. You have the Emperor ×2, the Tower ×2, and the Hermit ×2. So those are highlighted energies for your reading. Hermit is solitary. Hermit is very introspective. Hermit is wise. Hermit is on a journey. Emperor, very strong. Again, wise, intelligent, great responsibilities. Tower, complete change, complete shock and awe. Your foundation is completely crumbled and brought down so that the truth can come through, you know, and something new can be built. So, Sag, let's Let's pull some cards to see how you transition. All right, so we have this here. This wanted to jump out. Again, I feel like this is attached to this tower. Like, you guys are just going to have a complete change of mind, a complete change of life at some point along your journey. So, you know, if things were really difficult and hard, I feel like at some point along your journey, that changes for you and you move into a more abundant, prosperous life, okay? If you were just really gripped by strong religion dogma, like something happens and again, you're freed, you are released from that. So this here, I'm going to draw one to see how we transition, and this would be considered the back, so I'll flip them over. This is about your career and finance. Those of you with this spiritually based practice, soul mission this lifetime, when the card is this way, it's saying that there's still much to learn and the initiate must prove themselves in order to step into the temple of wisdom. But here you are, this is the side that comes out for you, and you are given the keys of knowledge. You have proved yourself worthy. You've gone through dark night of the soul, you've gone through your initiations, and now you have full access to the mysteries of the universe, the mysteries of life, okay? So we have the High Priestess here, and we have the High Priestess here. So this tells me that your career path, the way energies open and move up for you, whether it's spiritually based or not, has a lot to do with your relationships, other relationships in your life, whether you're doing a family business, whether, you know, the best job you get ends up being because you have a family member or a friend who works somewhere and they recommend you, and that's how you get on board. So I know for many of you, your career path has and where you end up has a lot to do with the connection down here in friends and family. For others of you, this is all about the esoteric, okay? And you make that initiation. Now, this is tripping me out that this is the card that's coming through for here, because this is the Lovers. So now you have the Lovers times 2 in your intimate and romantic energy. So for many of you, I know you're going to go through some serious and intense relationships, probably mainly with one person. And when we're on this side, you know, we're still trying to understand each other. We're still trying to get along, you know, figure each other out. Temperance, this is the Temperance angel right there. But on this side, all is well. We've finally, you know, mastered the alchemy of our love, and we finished this journey hand in hand. So for Sagittarius, I just really feel like there's one main love. Again, that twin flame type of love, and that's it. I feel if this relationship breaks up, you would just really not connect to anybody else. You could date around, whatever, but you would never love anybody else the way you loved them. And so for some, you know, it's like this great love, and then we have this, you know, period of disconnection through that Hermit, and then finally, perhaps after all this Tower energy, we come back together here, okay, and finish out our days with one another, because this is how you transition through life. So you definitely, you know, walk the rest of your days with the love. Now, whether you transition before them or they transition before you, you know, that's not what this is about. It's talking about this connection. You will have like truly one true love for Sagittarius. Now, down here in the spirituality and religion, the way we transition through life is, you know, you awaken to the magician within you, where you realize all along everything you've wanted, everything you need already exists inside of you. It's just really a matter of you taking the initiative, being, you know, the alchemist, making the magic happen. But you, spiritually, you are the magician, Sagittarius. You are on fire. You make magic happen. And now, over here in relationships, look at this. So, like I said, I forget what card it was in now, but this is the mask that the Hierophant wears. Oh, yes, it was on the tower. That's right. And see how it's shattered? Well, on this side of the card, you're being led, you're being told what's right, what's wrong, you know, but on this side of the card, which is you get around that, which I'm not surprised considering that we have this High Priestess here. So you have the High Priestess times 2, and now you have the Hierophant times 2, the Emperor times 2, and a Magician here. That should tell you how powerful you are, how old and wise and magic your soul is. And you start out being controlled either by your parents, by your religion, you know, by society. But you break free of that. You have this tower energy and you get to the other side, and then you rebel against whatever oppressed you. And you recognize that you were oppressed in that way because you came here to become the tower to that energy of oppression, and, you know, the alchemist doing the paradigm shift, breaking the dogma, the control over the world, okay? Some of you, this is like some deep ass shit spiritually that you came here for. Others of you, it's like you're living this normal life, but you're profoundly spiritual, and that's what people connect to you for. They come to you for advice. They know they can always count on you. The people that you consider your people, like, you will go to the ends of the earth for them. There is nothing that you will not do for them, okay? You guys, on a spiritual level, definitely having some sort of initiation process this lifetime. And you see these two flames. I know because she comes out flipped around, that you guys pass the initiation. Doesn't mean it won't be challenging, okay? But you pass, and you're allowed access into the Temple of Wisdom. But do you see here, this World card? These candles represent here that the Temple of Wisdom, and you are carrying this with you into your next life as well. Like the initiation that you pass through, that you complete, it's definitely carrying you into your next life. Like, it's just, wow. Sorry, I had an itch. Okay, so I'm going to pull one card to see as you transition out of this life. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that, Sagittarius. The Great Wheel. To me, this says a number of things. First and foremost, you're really going to understand the meaning of life when it's your time to transition in so many different ways, on so many different levels. Okay, you're just going to have an understanding that I feel is like unspeakable, unexpressible. Also, again, this speaks of that initiation, that completion. You know, we have this World card, the High Priestess, even the Lovers. Like, you are completing so much, and it's like your next life, you go to that next level. My God, you're the Emperor times 2. This life, I can only imagine, you know, next lifetime what's gonna be on your menu. But this being your card, it's like you will complete all things on your plate before you transition, Sagittarius. And who you started out, who you thought you were in this lifetime, is not who you end as, okay? You will be very responsible. You will always have great responsibility. Honestly, with these cards, I do see like you guys signed up for quite a bit of challenge, especially in the religion, spirituality department, where you're going to be pushed and pulled in many different directions. Your faith is really going to be stretched and tested. Shake up, where you're going to have a complete 180. Like I said, you're going to see behind the programming, and this could even be like that awakening process, just when you start deprogramming from society at large and you stop watching TV and all of that good stuff, okay? So Sagittarius, like, if I could give you anything here, major paradigm shift takes place at some point in your life, but it's because you came here to complete an initiation of your soul somehow, some way, and by the end you've just really accomplished everything, and you have this beautiful, great love of your life that carries you to the end, and you are reborn and going to a whole nother level next lifetime. So that is your Major Arcana life journey tarot reading. I hope that you have enjoyed this, Sagittarius, and all those repeating doubles that I pulled in your reading. I would highly recommend you do a Google search and just read several different opinions of what, you know, different people think each tarot card means, if you're not already well versed in the tarot, just to really make this reading much more personal to you. Lovers, Hierophant, High Priestess, Emperor, and the Tower. Like, that's just reiterated over and over and over and over and over in your reading. Okay, and also here in the thought, you're gonna see the truth about life, and that's what shifts you. It's like it won't matter what you were taught or what you believed. It's like there's, man, some of you, this could be like crazy intense, like alien sighting, interaction with the paranormal, turning on to like a mediumship type of gift. Definitely clairvoyant. Many of you are clairvoyant. 100. Okay, so anyways, this has gone on much longer than I wanted it to, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Just want to remind you guys, I'm uploading 3 times a week now. So there's 3 different playlists for Sagittarius: weekly, monthly, and then timeless. This is a timeless tarot reading, and that means that whenever you see this video, it's probably the most appropriate time for you to receive the messages contained within this reading. So anyways, I am wishing you all the best, Sagittarius. Take care.